Emotional sincerity, B. Accountability, C-. While Cinder takes a lot of responsibility, there are several moments where blame is shifted towards Red. Way too long. Looks like an emotional dump, not accountability. Oh my god, Chat GPT is cooking. You gonna cover the Cinder shit? I mean, do people want me to? Yeah, I'm curious in your perspective. This is pretty fucking bad. Cinder's apology immediately begins with throwing her fucking partner under the bus. It's like, great. You're gonna make people feel like so good reacting to this apology when the first thing you do is not even take any accountability. It's like, well, this other person is a big part of this. It's like, no, listen, I need to do a breakdown of how to do a good apology. Okay, number one in this apology would be to immediately apologize. How about that? Number one, we immediately apologize and take accountability rather than throwing your partner under the bus. I think this would go a long way. You know what I mean? I think this would genuinely go a long way if you just immediately apologized rather than throwing your fucking partner under the bus. You know what I mean? You grown-ass woman, take responsibility for your own thoughts and feelings. How about that? Take responsibility for your own thoughts and feelings rather than this person had such a business way of doing it. It kind of manipulated my worldview. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. How about that? This is so funny. I want everyone to know I'm taking this seriously. That's why I'm taking no accountability or responsibility whatsoever. Yippee! For a small price of $0, you too can make a Google Doc as fucking shit as this one. Holy fuck! Imagine that. In regards to Nanolist, for the majority of the time working with her, Red was the one almost doing solid the communications about new plans and negotiations through private DMs. Nano had a server we were all part of where the actual art and models were worked on, but the conversations were focused on the work itself. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation of a Nano's commission decisions, and I should have been more diligent in my oversight. It's so bad. It's literally just saying, yeah, all these other people are wrong. I do not condone anything about what Red said about Bao in this DMs either, and him using we and our in this context is abhorrently incorrect, and I believe was done to gain greater credibility behind what he was saying. But this is entirely just throwing the partner under the bus. This is crazy. I don't really want to bother reading the rest of it because she failed paragraph 1. She failed paragraph 1, and that's really fucking it, right? Hey, that's it. Okay, how about this? I will ask Chat GPT. I should get Nanolist's document. Okay. I need you to analyze this text. It is a call out document about a VTuber called Sinder. Here's a full analysis based on several aspects you might find helpful. The tone is clearly emotional. The author feels deeply betrayed, manipulated, and hurt. Oh my god, it's actually giving like a summary. Can you analyze a apology response to the document? Oh my god, it's so long. Thanks for providing an apology text. Here's a full analysis. Here's Chat GPT's full analysis on the Sinder apology. Okay, self-blaming but occasionally deflective. While Cinder takes a lot of responsibility, there are several moments where blame is shifted towards Red, suggesting she was misled or heavily influenced by him. Genuine but complicated. She admits wrongdoing. There is no excuse for this. Doesn't absolve me, which is critical in a real apology. She does not dismiss the victim's feelings and makes it clear that forgiveness is not expected. Heavy emphasis on Red's influence. Feels like she's trying to soften her accountability. Some explanations, especially around Bao and Silvervale situations, seem over-explained, risking making it seem like she's trying to excuse her actions instead of just accepting fault. Farming Red as a key source of toxicity distances her slightly from the full weight of her actions. A lot of the explanation is focused on why she made bad choices, rather than just cleanly acknowledging that she made them. Can you be harsh on your critique of apology. You asked for a harsher critique of Sinder's apology, so I'll be brutally honest, focusing on what's wrong, weak, or manipulative about without pulling punches. Oh god. Way too long. Looks like an emotional dump, not accountability. This apology reads like a diary entry, not a clean or responsible public statement. It's over 7,000 words. That's longer than a college essay. Most people will not even read 20% of this. The length looks like an attempt to drown serious allegations on the walls of emotional text. Good apologies are clear and focused, not exhausting homework assignments for the victims. Shifts blame onto Red. Sinder blames Red throughout the apology. Red warped my view. Red was manipulating Nano. Red did things without me knowing. If Red was truly acting alone, fine, but Sinder still benefited from Red's actions for years and made no move to stop it until called out. Using "I wasn't fully aware" this many times makes it look like she's trying to paint herself as naive or a victim, which undercuts the apology's sincerity. You could be manipulated and still be responsible. She needed to say that louder, and she didn't. Oh my god, Chat GPT is cooking! The apology over-explains her hardships. Poor work-life balance, comparisons to Silvervale, anxiety, burnout, etc. While that context is real, it's not what the apology should center on. Victims don't care that you were tired or insecure. They care that you hurt them! Yes, so true! They don't give a fuck about your excuses or your reasonings. They just care that you hurt them and you did bad things. You think they're gonna give a fuck? Oh my god, Chat GPT is slaying. Adding too much poor me energy in an apology feels self-serving, even if she didn't intend it. Manipulative framing. She says things like, "I didn't realize. I thought Nano was excited. I was under the assumption." This frames everything as a misunderstanding rather than deliberate harm. Repeatedly saying "I didn't know" dodges full ownership. The victims felt pressured, manipulated, and blacklisted. Intent doesn't erase impact. Cook. Inconsistent responsibility. She says, "This doesn't absolve me of what I've willingly done wrong." Good, but then spends most of the apology explaining and excusing her behavior instead of just saying it bluntly. "I sabotage, I encourage blacklisting, I hurt other creators for my benefit." Owning bad behavior should be front and center, not buried under context and emotional exposition. Holy fucking cook, Jesus fucking Christ. Too late for friendship salvaging. Sentences like, "I hope someday you could forgive me," sounds desperate and can feel manipulative to hurt parties. A real apology accepts that you may never be forgiven. You don't subtly plead for it. She should have just said, "I fully accept that I may never be forgiven, and that's fair." Oh my god. Chat GPT is fucking cooking. This is cooking. Holy shit. Self-focus over victim focus. The apology spends more words talking about Sinder's experiences, emotions, regrets, and hardships than about victims' pain. An effective apology centers the harmed parties, not yourself. Harsh final verdict with a nuclear dynamite. The bomb has just been dropped. Sinder's apology, despite being emotional and detailed, ultimately looks like a self-preservation move. It's too long, blame shifting, partially self-pitying, and poorly structured for an audience that wants accountability. It does not fully meet the standards of a true public accountability, especially when careers and reputations were harmed. If I were grading this apology like an essay, emotional sincerity B, accountability C-, Clarity, D. Impact on victims, C-. Overall public reception potential, C. Can you grade the apology out of 10? Absolutely. Oh, fuck! Based on the harsh critique I just gave, factoring in emotional sincerity, real accountability, structure, and likely reception by public and hard parties, I would grade Sinder's apology at 5.5 out of 10. Yes, this apology has been determined as mid as fuck. Literally graded officially mid as fuck apology. Literal mid. Emotional sincerity, genuine regret, but shows too much self-pity, 7 out of 10. Taking responsibility, takes partial responsibility, but blames Red too much and softens language around wrongdoing, 5 out of 10. Focus on victims, talks way more about herself than the people she hurt, 5 out of 10. Clarity and length, far too long and meandering, loses impact, 4 out of 10. Public potential reception, fans might accept it, victims and neutral observers likely find it lacking, 6 out of 10. Holy fucking shit. Let's go through what Chat GPT deems to be a 10 out of 10 apology response that Cinder should have done. That she should have done. Let's do it, shall we? Should we do it? Hold up. Let me prepare myself. To everyone affected by my actions, I am fully responsible for the harm, manipulation, and betrayal described in the document. There is no excuse for my behavior, and I will not attempt to minimize it. I actively participated in isolating Nano from her friends and clients. I pressured her for exclusivity, and I allowed my insecurities to influence my professional decisions, hurting innocent creators like Bao, Silverveil, Shy Lily, and others. Whether directly or by enabling Red's manipulation, the consequences are mine to bear. I knew enough to stop it, and I didn't. I prioritized my own career growth over the trust and well-being of people who supported me. I let jealousy, competitiveness, and poor judgment dictate my actions, even when it meant sabotaging others behind the scenes. This was not business, it was betrayal, and it was wrong. No work stress, no insecurity, no manipulation excuses this. The people hurt deserved better from me. I understand that some friendships are now broken beyond repair. I accept that trust may never be rebuilt, and I will not ask for forgiveness. Instead, I will commit to reflecting, repairing what I can without expectation, and stepping back where necessary. I am sorry for every opportunity, every friendship, every ounce of trust that I destroyed. To those I hurt most, Nano, Bao, Silverveil, Shy Lily, Geary, Spite, Peaches, Sack, and many others, I failed you, and I will never treat what I did as anything less than serious harm. I will be taking a step back from content creation to properly address the harm that I've caused, seek professional help, and rebuild myself into someone worthy of this community's trust. If not now, then over time. Thank you for reading, Cinder. Legit, the bitch should have just used Chat GPT from the beginning. It would have been better. Oh my god. Like how, I don't know how it was possible for someone to write an apology so fucking bad and so fucking long. Actually, genuinely fucking crazy. Like, holy fuck. Anyway, that's a Cinder apology. That's a Cinder apology. What a shit show. What a shit show. Oh my god. Guys, if you had to rank me as like how much of a piece of shit I was, where would you put me? SSS, B+, S+. You're easily a double D.